In today's video, I want to show you how to make your own block design board. Hi, I'm Kim Jamison Hurst of Chatterbox Quilts, and I got the idea for this project from one of my viewers, Polly, when we were talking about IKEA products we use in our quilt studio. And she showed us, or talked to us about, how she used the IKEA Vitmosa blanket to make her own block design board. And I want to show you how to do that. So it's really easy. First off, you need to get a Vitmosa blanket. Now, you might be wondering, why am I using this instead of flannel or maybe batting to make this board? Well, the reason is the price of the Vitmosa blanket. Here in Canada, as of today, it is $2.99 for a blanket that is 47 inches by 63 inches. So it's a lot cheaper than using flannel or even batting, unless you have fairly good size leftover pieces of batting that you want to use for this project. But I think using this blanket is a much more economical way to do it. And you don't use up your batting either. Save that for your quilts. Okay, so what do you need besides the Vitmosa blanket? Well, you're going to need a piece of cardboard, okay? That's going to be your board background, if you will, okay? So what I did is I just cut a piece of cardboard out. And you can, the nice thing about this is you can make it any size you want. So the reason you want to make these boards in the first place is that if you're making blocks, it can sometimes get confusing as to the order that that block is created in. And especially if you're at a retreat or something, you have all these pieces and you want to lay them out in the order you're going to stitch them together. And that's where these block design boards can really be helpful. So I like to keep my projects when I'm working on them in a pizza box, okay? So this is what I keep my projects in. And these come in different sizes as well. I just wanted to cut a piece of cardboard small enough that would fit in the box here. And I just cut it 10.5 inches by 13 inches. It can be whatever size you want, whatever works for you. Obviously it's not square. If you want to make one square, go for it. Okay, so I know this will fit in my pizza box. And because my pizza box is 2 inches deep, I can stack a whole bunch of these in it. And I'll be able to make a whole bunch of them from the Vitmosa blanket because of its size. Now, the next step is to actually cut up the blanket. I know it just seems wrong to do that, but don't worry, you can get more of them at IKEA if you need them, okay? So all I did was I took my piece of cardboard and I just cut a piece from the blanket that was 2 inches wider and 2 inches longer, okay? So 2 inches bigger on all sides, all right? So for me, starting with a 10.5 inch piece this way, 2 inches and 2 inches gave me 14.5 inches that I would cut. This way at 13, 2 inches this way, 2 inches this way, made it 17 inches. So I actually cut a piece out of the blanket that is 14.5 inches by 17 inches. I know, a really weird measurement. Again, make it whatever size works for you, okay? So the next thing I wanted to do is to lay this down. And by the way, you can cut this with either your fabric scissors or you can use a rotary cutter if you want. Either one works very well. And I just laid this down. You can see that there's a bit of a curved corner on it because that's on the blanket. Doesn't really matter. It's just fine. Works just fine. Then I took my cardboard and I put it down and I centered it as best I can. Again, you don't have to be super accurate on this, but you want to center it enough so that when you fold this over, you're going to cover all those raw edges of the cardboard, right? So the next thing you want to do is take some duct tape and some non-fabric scissors because you want to cut the duct tape with them, and you're going to start folding things in. Now what I like to do is I like to fold opposite sides in. It doesn't matter if we do the top and bottom or whether we do the sides first, but whatever you're going to do, make sure that the two sides you're working with first are opposite from one another. So for example, I would take these two sides, fold them in, and I would duct tape them. Okay, then I could take this, make sure we're nice and even here, edges, and just fold them up and duct tape them. You could cut off that excess fabric, you know, if you wanted to do that, this little corner here if you wanted to do that, but you don't really need to do that, okay? So you're going to duct tape those sides in, then you're going to fold these in and duct tape them. And by the way, I decided to use duct tape here. I thought about using maybe Elmer school glue or even a glue gun, but I stuck with the duct tape. I thought that was just as easy. But if you have any suggestions on how you would do this, let me know in the comments below. All right, so I'm going to go and duct tape this up and then come back and show you what it looks like. So here's what it looks like. It's not pretty, but you notice the duct tape does match the color of the blanket, so I've got that going for me anyway. Okay, so here we are. This is what it looks like. Pretty simple, right? So how would we use this? Well, here's a 9-patch block that I want to work on. And actually, I'm going to go like this. Let's see, I've got all these pieces here. See, even when I lay it out, it's like, what goes where? Okay, so let's put that there. Let's put that there. Get them all in here together. They don't have to be perfect at all. The point is here is that I'm laying the block out the way it's going to be sewn. So first off, I know I've got all my pieces, right? And, you know, I'm going to sew them along like this and put them together in this particular case. So, yeah, I'm being brave, aren't I? But you can see it sticks to this really, really well. So a very inexpensive way to make a block design board. Thanks so much to Polly for suggesting this, because I think I'm going to make a few of these, right? Great to take on retreats, or even just if you're at your sewing machine, you can make a bunch of these, stack them up, and then you just do the block. When it's done, you've got room to lay out another block. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your quilting friends. And remember to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified the next time I release a new video. And before you go, check out these videos that I'm sharing with you that I think you'll find helpful. For more quilting information, go to www.chatterboxquilts.com. This reminds me of making the portable pressing surface, doesn't it, Gary? Like I said before.